stage and hearing the applause of the audience after watching your performance. The rush, the excitement that comes when the whole cast and crew come out for the final bow, it's like no other. Maybe for you, it's not theater. It could be an athletic team, a language, or even a fishing club. The activity does not matter. What does matter, however, is what you get out of the experience and the connections you make with the fellow members. This is what extracurricular activities can make a person feel like. The feeling of being surrounded by people with the same interests as you and people you get along with. Ever since kindergarten, I have been involved in extracurricular activities, and I love them and truly believe in them and the power they hold. Extracurricular activities are important for children growing up because they teach many lessons, but unfortunately, not all are funded by schools, which absolutely needs to change. Many benefits can come from extracurricular activities, which is why they have such an important role growing up. Extracurricular activities are an important role in growing up. Kids involved in these extracurricular activities most often benefit greatly. When kids are involved in these activities outside of school, they get better grades, including higher standardized test scores. Kids are more likely to attend school more often if they are involved, and they learn skills such as leadership and teamwork. While participating in out of school activities, these kids are less likely to use drugs or alcohol. So, these kids are less likely to have behavioral issues. The time spent out of school is as critical for development as the time spent in school. The amount of time students put into the activity plays a huge role as to how successful the student will become. Long-term involvement often promotes positive relationships between other people and can encourage positive development. Students are often to be more connected to the school and to feel more belongingness when involved in extracurricular activities. Positive youth development contributes to confidence, connection to one's community, character, and compassion. Morrissey, 2005. The maintaining of good grades is often required for continued participation in the activity, and that often motivates students to do the best that they can. But did you ever hear as a freshman in high school to get involved in as many activities as you could? There's a reason behind that. There are many lessons that can be learned and benefits within each extracurricular activity. The answer to the previous question is because the lessons learned and the benefits from these activities are outstanding. Students develop team building and leadership skills, and when combined with academic learning, extracurricular activities can help raise student self-esteem, create more school spirit, and help the students connect to the staff. Studies have shown that the involvement in extracurricular activities directly affects the future of the students. And did you know that according to Eccles 2003, children and adolescents in the United States spend more than half of their waking hours in leisure activities? I didn't. Leisure activities also means extracurricular activities. Participation in these activities is linked to both academic and social success. Research also says that extracurricular programs and the level of participation may impact the individual's development. Eccles 2003. Another quote, organized activities such as extracurricular activities can encourage healthy development because of the support and opportunities that are present compared to less positive after-school options for teens. Wilson, 2009. And a study by Fredericks and Eccles in 2006 states that participation can be linked to increased academic aspirations. According to Garner, Roth, and Brooks-Gunn, 2008, participation in organized activities during high school is positively associated with educational, civic, and, to some extent, occupational success in young adulthood. More research states that involvement in extracurricular activities is linked in occupational choice and income, a study done by Morrissey 2005. That same study shows that a decrease in law-breaking activity and risky behavior occurs. Depending on the activity, the student will gain different skills. For example, speaking contests encourage confidence, and I can personally attest to that because I was involved in theater in my high school, and I am now a more confident speaker and a more confident person. Youth groups or community clubs promote character and connection to other people, and volunteering in an activity promotes compassion. But now more than ever, schools are facing the tough decision to keep or cut extracurricular activities, which is a huge problem considering the many benefits that have just been explained. Not all programs are funded by schools, which is a problem that needs to change. To counterbalance the expense of some activities, schools often have a fee to become involved in an activity. But what happens when the fee becomes too much for some students to pay? Are those students supposed to just stop the activity they really enjoy because the school can't afford the funding? Well, with the economy of today, school and family budgets are affected, adding to the problem. If the students cannot participate in an activity because it is too expensive, it can leave the student feeling left out or even isolated. By gaining the connections to students and staff at the school, the student feels safe and connected to the school environment, which makes academic success easy to attain. The negative impacts of school, like bullying, can be reduced because the student knows they have someone to talk to. This alone should spell the importance of extracurricular activities with the bullying and suicide rates as they are today. Many times, there are behavioral guidelines as well as academic guidelines in these activities, which is why students have better attendance, better academic performance, and better personal behavior. Extracurricular activities can influence the future and guide the student and counselor to what will help the student succeed. The activity chosen will depict the success. However, the student should pick the activity his or herself, not be forced into it due to budget cuts. Students in athletics were about twice as likely to stay in school compared to those not involved, in a study shown by Gilman in 2004. However, this assumes that the student has the available funding to participate in the activity. So opportunities for greatness are limited as to the money available to the student, which is unfair. Money should not be the deciding factor for students receiving the benefits of extracurricular activities. When positive interaction is ongoing, extracurricular activities, students may have goals and values that are then internalized, and as these students have interactions with competent adult figures, it may lead to achievement of goals, development and improvement of skills, and enhanced social and leadership opportunities. Gilman, 2004. Involvement in pro-social activities predicted greater enjoyment of school, a higher grade point average, and a greater likelihood of attending college full-time, graduating from college, and experiencing more total years of education. The development that occurs from extracurricular activities can contribute to an adolescent's identity and also show the importance of contributing as a member of the community. Wilson, 2009. So, as said previously, extracurricular activities have numerous positive outcomes, which is why they are so important and should be continuously funded. We all want to be successful and belong somewhere doing what we love, but money should not dictate who does what and what we do from a young age.